today I am going to talk about 10 things which we have to do in election management. Nowadays you might have listening this term election management. Every election, during every campaign, you might have heard this information or this term election management. So what are the things which we manage in election management and how to start election management? Today I am going to talk about those things. Basically there are more than 20-25 things in election management, but here in brief I'll give you 10 things, the 10 activities which we have to do in election management, which summarize most of the activities. Number 1, election management includes constituency management. Whatever the election the candidate is fighting, you have to manage the complete constituency. You must have the map of the constituency and you have to identify the core areas. You have to identify the booth where the candidate or the party is strong, the booth where we have to work hard, the booth which are very weak and where we are hardly going to get any votes. So first thing is constituency management, and constituency management has further 10-20 things which we will discuss later in detail whenever you are interested in election management, or whenever you are serious about learning election management. You can attend our training program in which I will give you in detail what are the things which you have to do in constituency management. But first thing is constituency management which we have to do in election management. Second thing is candidate management, because ultimately it is the candidate or the party which is going to win the election, and we have to highlight the traits of the candidate. Why the public or the voter of that constituency should choose the candidate of particular party, or even if the candidate is independent, what are the traits? Why the public should choose him or her, the public representative, member of parliament or member of legislative assembly, or any other public representative for which election the candidate is fighting. So we have to manage that thing. We have to highlight the good trait of the candidate, and we have to try to hide the bad things or the things which are not so much good about that candidate. We don't highlight those things, or even if the opposition are highlighting, we have to develop the counter strategy for that. This is the second thing in election management. Further, in candidate management, we have different things like candidate communication, candidate dress sense, candidate body language, how candidate communicate in public, and how he handle the media, how he handle the big public rallies, how he handle the small gathering. These all are the part of candidate management. Third thing, again the important thing, is campaign management, because we have to highlight the policies. If we are the candidate of particular party, or if we are independent, we have to highlight why we are contesting the election, why the public should vote to that particular candidate from that constituency, what are the plus points or what are the salient features of that candidate or the party if the party come into the power or the party wins. So we have to develop that campaign strategy. Basically the campaign strategy should be on candidate base as well as on constituency base, and some part of party base also. Party do campaign strategy at large scale for all the candidates, but candidate has to develop separate strategy at constituency level or sometime at ward level for different wards, so that the campaign should be effective and public should connect with that campaign. Fourth, again important thing, all the things in election management are important. Fourth thing which is required or which we do in election management is public meeting management. Every time candidate has to go into the public, and we have to organize public meetings. So sometimes the large gathering is required, sometimes only padyatra is required, sometimes a small corner side meetings are required. So how to manage those meetings? Who is going to be the in charge of that meeting, that corner side meeting or that large meeting? The people who should be on dais, who will going to speak first, and who is going to close this public rally or that meeting, and what will be the agenda, how to highlight that agenda, who should be the main speaker, and if candidate is not the main speaker, if some chief guest is there, then what should be the position of that chief guest in public gathering, what is the size of the gathering, and how we manage public in that particular meeting, because the public management is again a part of election management. So public meeting management is the fourth important thing. Fifth thing is transport management, because large number of vehicles are running in constituency. Some people vehicles are on permission and some are without permission, but large number of vehicles are running. Mostly in for example, if election of member of legislative assembly is there, more than 100 vehicles are running in that constituency. Obviously 5-6 vehicles are on permission and rest are by different manners, or some in India the jugaad. So we do jugaad for those vehicles, and how these vehicles are running, how the petrol or the fuel of those vehicles will be arranged, who will be the driver, who will be the people who will travel in those vehicles, and how these vehicles are going to move, what should be the roadmap, so that we should cover the whole area minimum twice or thrice, so that every voter can understand that our message has reached to them. So this is the fifth thing, transport management. Obviously, when large number of people are running and large number of public is involved in election management as well as in public gathering, we have to arrange for food and all. So food management, or the drinking water and other facilities, or the gifts also, which we have to distribute at different level, sometime at frontal level, sometime at back end level, but we have to do all these things. So sixth thing in election management is food and other things which we have to distribute. In some areas, you know that liquor is also distributed, although I don't support that, but obviously this is the harsh reality of Indian politics. So I have to inform you that these things are going on. Sometimes some gifts are also given to the some well-known people of the constituency, so that they can influence large number of votes in our favor. So we have to do that, and we have to develop separate team for that. This is the sixth thing. Seventh thing is legal thing, because we have to take permission for each and everything. Whatever you are doing in election, you have to take permission, and it's a Herculean task to take the permission for particular event. If you are not a candidate of the party who is in power, then it will be very difficult for you. And suppose if you are an independent candidate, then most of the administration will not going to support you. Sometimes they will give some nonsense reasons and they cancel your permission, or they don't even give you permission to have a public meeting. We have seen this in so many elections. So, but you have to develop a separate team for that. A person should be of legal background, should head that team or be the part of that team, so that team can manage all these things. This is the seventh thing in election management. Eighth thing in election management is wave building, because if you can't develop the wave, then it will be very difficult to win the election. So wave building, there should be a separate team for wave building. Wave should be developed at ground level as well as on online. So you have to develop separate team for online wave building as well as offline wave building. So wave building is the eighth thing which we do in election management. Ninth thing is social media management, in which complete social media platform like YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all accounts are handled by different teams, and we have to highlight, we have to associate with, highlight the key features of the candidate, party or our manifesto, and this team, social media team, has to associate with campaign team, candidate management team, constituency management team, so that they can know what's the things going on at candidate level, what are the things which we are developing, and what the things which we should have to highlight. At constituency level, what are the issues which we have to highlight, and what are the issues which we have to keep aside. At party level also, what is the main agenda of the party, how party is going to contest this election. So this is the, again, social media management is a big part of election management. 10th, again an important thing in election management is the teams which are managing the election. Generally we have 9 teams, and managing all these 9 teams is team building management. So you have to do team building management also, and team management. You have the task of the team, election management team, is to develop the team and to handle the team, and team at all level, whether the team which is doing wave building, the head of the wave building team should be the part of this team building activity, so that they know what other teams are doing, how these teams are working. So suppose the member of booth level management team, the booth level management team head should be the part of this team building management, so that they know what are the things going on at our booth, and what are the things which they want at their booth, or they want how many public meeting of candidate in their constituency, or in their booth or in their ward. And suppose if joint some meetings has to organize, then they can associate with other teams also. So team management is also the part of election management. There are some other things also. As I said earlier, more than 25-30 things are there in election management, and each thing has further 10 to 15 categories. But in broader ways, I have tried to explain what are the 10 most important things during the election management. Hope this video, you would love this video, and this information will helpful for you if you are going to contest the election, or if you are going to manage any election. For further videos, you can subscribe our channel, so that you can get notification of all the latest videos of political trainings.